Crossroads Music Fest is coming up in a few weeks with over 40 performers and 9 stages, and it's supported by the Neighborhood Tourist Development Fund. Today we are at the Record Bar at 1520 Grand, which is one of the 9 stages, and we're here with the founder, Bill Sundahl, of the Crossroads Music Fest. Bill, thanks for taking time to talk to us today about the fest. Now, what was it that made you decide to start the festival, and why the Crossroads?
Well, I started it for very selfish reasons. I was in a band and wanted to put on a show where people would come see our band, and the Crossroads is the natural part of the city. I mean, it started 13 years ago in 2005, and the art scene was just growing around here, and it made perfect sense. We started it right behind Grinders, where Crossroads is now, and it was the perfect time and perfect place to start something like this, and it's really grown far away from my selfish endeavor to try and get people to see our band into a place to showcase region's artists every September.
And how do you go about selecting the musicians and the performers that will participate?
Well, I go see a lot of live music, and I try to cover as many genres as possible and try and give people a real cross-section of what is going on every year in the region. Essentially, I try to curate a show so they don't have to do what I do and go see a bunch of bands and sit through things that they might not, care so much about or whatever, but to try and bring the very best of, and again, it's really important to me to be diverse in that there's females are represented and different styles of music, reggae, country, folk, bluegrass, rock and roll, you name it. We've probably had some of it, hip hop and salsa, and we try to cover as much ground as we can.
That's great. So when you're in the Crossroads, you can go hop from a location to location. You could walk, but there's also transportation.
Right. So yeah, Barley Bus is going to be running a loop. It's the first year we've done that, so I'm very excited. So thanks to Jake at Barley Bus for doing that. It's going to be but they're all within 2.5 blocks of each other. We've never had any problems without transportation. It's just sort of an added thing that we're going to do this year.
Well, good. And if a musician is wanting to participate next year, perhaps, how would they go about doing that?
They would go to kcmo.gov and just go to the contact page, and it's got my email address, and just send me your information, your EPK, and whatever you've got, some videos, and try and get me to come see your show, because I always like to see, what we're getting.
Sure. And in addition to the musical performances, you have other things that are happening that are even family friendly.
Right. So yeah, this year we're having pop-up shops at Josie Records, and so in the parking lot south of Josie Records, which is just north of 19th and Oak, and then day parties as well. So those will all be free and family friendly, and so we'll have makers and sponsors booths, and KKFI will have a booth, and then just free music from 11 to 5, and then the festival starts on at 6. And those are plenty of all ages venues at the festival as well. Because that's another thing that I've really grown very passionate about, is getting young folks out to see music, to experience it, and think of that as a career. Mm-hmm. We're also doing a Mix Masters music conference that we're bringing to the festival this year, and so it's been going on for 3 years in Lawrence, and we're starting that at from 11 to 5 as well. So if you're a musician who's interested in furthering your career, it's panel discussions, workshops, live performance pieces as well.
That's great. So if you're another way of getting in to kind of dabble to see if this is a career for you is volunteering.
That's right.
So how would one go about volunteering?
You would just go to that same cmfkc.com, the contact page, and it's got Rhonda Lyons' information. She's the director of the Midwest Music Foundation and is our volunteer coordinator as well for the festival, and has been for years, and she's very easy to work with, and she would definitely try and find a job that's suited to your skills. Just go to cmfkc.com, and that's got all the schedule, artists, pop-up shops, everything we're doing this year.
Great. Well, thank you for all that you're doing for the music community and the community at large.
Oh, thank you, and thanks to the city for supporting events like this that really do add to the fabric of our city.
Our pleasure.
The Neighborhood Tourist Development Fund supports local nonprofits that bring cultural, social, educational, and recreational activities to our area. To learn about additional upcoming events, visit kcmo.gov/NTDF.